Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be an Alliance War video. I haven't uploaded any Alliance War videos in a while and will try my best to upload some more. But now we're taking them kind of easy. I don't really boost, and for most part I also try not to heal on them. That's why you're also going to see some fails because I'm trying out some more interesting matchups and some other stuff. But anyway, so let's start off. First fight against Nightcrawler. Perfectly good fight for Korg. Perfect chance to get 2 missions on us. And yeah, basically at this point, now that he has evaded, I chose to knock him down with a special one just because it's safer. Here, unfortunately, I make a mistake. I kind of slip on a parry and I get punished for it, but it's not a big deal. We have our mission already earned. Now we just need to close out the fight. So we're gonna play like super safe with 2 hits. So 1 medium, 1 light. We're gonna get to level 2 and then finish the fight off with the level 2. Thus sealing the fight. It's unfortunate that I lost some health on my Corvus, but well, it is what it is. My own mistake. Anyways, the fight is over. Nothing special over there. Barely a minute long. So next fight we're moving up is going to be against Kingroot. It also has like enhanced special 2 and power focus special 2. So basically he's gonna gain a lot more power until he reaches 2 bars of power. We do decide to take in Quake, and with that he should be getting no power, therefore the node shouldn't matter all that much. Now the one problem with Quake when you're trying to be cheap and running suicide is that she loses X amount of health, and since I did end up using her in many fights, that is gonna kind of like cost me eventually in a funny way, which we're gonna see at the end of the war. But so far here, obviously, as you can see, Quake has no problems dealing with Kingroot. Now we do kind of have to be careful because he can shrug off debuffs while he has Fury Zone. Concussion kind of combats that, but still, Kingroot is one of those kind of like a bit weird opponents to play with Quake just because sometimes can catch you off guard. But for most part, we're not having any issues, any trouble whatsoever. As you can see here, 3rd set of aftershocks. He's nearly down. We just have 1 more to go. The fight is barely gonna last a minute, if that, and we will have taken the Kingroot down. So these were my initial 2 fights in the war, and then basically I went to bed, woke up the next morning, and as we can see, the domino was killed already by the time I woke up. But we have a Thing mini boss and we have She-Hulk, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a She-Hulk against that Thing and see how we do. Now, Thing is pretty much a perfect matchup for She-Hulk just because her heavy attack is kind of like having a perfect animation distance to punish the Thing's heavy attack, the Thing's special 1 and Thing's special 2. So we are having like a super easy time maintaining slow on the Thing. One thing that is a bit trickier is because his level 1 has a huge lounge and it kind of pushes you quite far away from the screen. You are not able to kind of get in there and do like a full hit combo to press him back against the screen. So you can't do like your standard She-Hulk rotation or you might be punished. But he is a super big opponent, therefore our Furies last longer, which also technically to a degree presents a problem because we will be triggering that protection for most of the fight. But once again, like our damage output is just gonna go up and up and up. Therefore, I do not worry about timing out, even though we will be triggering that protection a lot. We still are able to deal a nice amount of damage to him meanwhile. And yeah, so as you can see, fight is going fairly easy. We're throwing in some level 2s because why not? And then for most part, we just kind of trying to keep an eye to keep the slow buff active at all times. If we need to throw in a parry, we're doing just that. Other than that, we're just punishing his special attacks, and that's about it. So as you can see, simple fight, nothing difficult over there. Minute and 20 seconds in the fight, he's halfway down, so we're doing well on the time. Plus our Furies are going up and up. Now he is spending majority of the time with protection though, so that is hindering our damage output, but that, hey, that's what Thing is about pretty much. So like now at this point he's at 29%, 28%, so we just need to finish it out. There's nothing that could really go wrong, right guys? Right? And I feel comfortable, I feel cocky in this fight, like I'm like, I got this. This is super easy, like hardly any trouble at all. 15%, 12% now, isn't slow, easy day for She-Hulk. Unfortunately, there's going to be a small whoopsie while he's at 5%, so I'm going to run in here after his heavy attack, and he managed to parry me. And with that parry, one combo, and I'm dead. So that was my slip up over there. Can't blame anybody else. Just kind of a bit funny that he did that when he was at 5% health. It's like literally one combo away. But oh well, it's not too big of a deal. As I said earlier, this isn't like too important or stressful of a war. We have a lead. It's off-season war. Not a big deal. I'm just gonna take in my Quake and finish him off, and that's about it. And yeah, so you can see first set of aftershock charges, and the fight is done. So unfortunate death there, but that's not going to be the only death of the video. You guys are gonna like these ones. But before that, we have section 2 to deal with, and we're going up the path 5 again in section 2. And with that, we have Spider-Man over here with buff toggle unblockable, so it could be annoying if his level 1 becomes completely unblockable. So we're just gonna take in Quake again. Quake is like a magic secret answer to a lot of problems that Alliance War maps present. And as you can see here, with no boost, with no nothing, we just have Suicide Masteries on, and we're able to seal these fights out really quickly. So 20 seconds in the fight, and he's already at 60%. So this fight should be over in under a minute. Second set of aftershock charges, he's at 26%. We just need to wait another few seconds, and the fight's gonna be over. So we haven't received any hits with Quake, and we haven't taken any hits in the block. But as you can see, her health is going down steadily because of Suicide Masteries, and also the fact that I'm not running Coagulate. And now here we're back again a bit later. We have Invisible Woman to do, and then a few more fights. And this Invisible Woman also has special 2 bias and buff toggle unstoppable. But once again, we're just gonna take in Quake because we don't really want to deal with that Invisible Woman. She seems like she could potentially be an annoying defender, and anything that could potentially be annoying is just better to Quake it. Because why risk it? It's a simple fight with Quake. If you can play Quake, then you have an answer to a lot of problems, as I have mentioned before. But yeah, so not even 30 seconds in the fight, she's at 30%. Next set of aftershock charges, and she goes down. So super easy, barely an inconvenience. Now moving on, so I figured, well, that's a nice looking Korg over there, so we're just gonna take in Quake for that one as well. Why not? There's nothing that prevents us from using Quake, and Quake does well against Korg, so perfect. And as we're gonna see here, he starts off with limited immunity, which means we can't apply our concussions. However, our aftershock charges are still adding up there. We're still gonna be able to deal damage. Even though he goes unblockable and unstoppable, we don't really care for it because we do plan to evade all of the hits he launches at us. So it's just another regular fight with Quake, and there's absolutely nothing special about it. Half a minute in the fight, he's already at 67%, so obviously he has class advantage, so we deal slightly less damage, plus Korg is fairly bulky, so this fight is gonna last a bit longer, but so long as we don't make too many mistakes, we should be fine. Well, in theory, I believe if we made a mistake, we would be dead because we're at 30% health, but hey, let's try not to. Right. And so here you can see 39%, limited immunity has expired, so now we can stun him. That gives us a window to kind of rest a bit and stack up more aftershock charges. And now he's at 25%, we got a decent amount of aftershocks, 10% last set, and the fight's gonna be over. And relatively quickly too, because currently it's only been going on for a minute and 15 seconds, so yeah, it wasn't long at all. Minute and 20 seconds, the fight is over, even with a class disadvantage. Now we're going to be moving on to the next fight, and that is Agent Venom on Safeguard. So I'm kind of looking at him and like, I don't really have anybody that would be really great against it. I'll just take in Corvus and let's see how we do. But then it turned out this guy also has Suicides on, and I'm like, recoil, perfect. So we basically just want to bait out as many level 1 attacks as we can in order to help him kill himself and do the job for us. So yeah, he had Suicides on, made me super happy. I thought it's going to be like a tricky fight. As soon as I saw the Suicides active there, I was like, yeah, this should be fairly easy. He's already at 50%, half a minute in the fight. We still have plenty of glaive charges. Now we don't even want to throw a special attack just to save ourselves some recall damage because safeguard is still there. But then the suicides take him down decently every second, plus every special one that he shoots does another like 5-6k damage, so we're happy, we're good. Turned out to be a super easy fight. And yeah, pretty much 3%, and he's, I believe, just gonna fall over by himself at this point, because we were baiting level 1 and he refused to throw it, but he just died of his poison. So this one was surprisingly easy fight for us. Well, you take them when you get them. And now we're gonna move on to the next fight, which is going to be the Darkhawk as a Dismay mini-boss. Now, one thing I did kind of underestimate and it fell out of my head when I entered this fight was that they have the global node for Bulwark, which basically safeguards all metal defenders from armor break and also gives them protection, so that kind of threw me off at the beginning. But overall it's not too big of a deal to deal with, especially here because he was immune as it is, so I couldn't have armor broken him anyways. But then I noticed that indestructible, so that is something we need to be careful when using Corvus, because we only have set amount of glaive charges and we don't want to waste them while he is indestructible. So when it comes for level 1s, the plan is just to block them. And it turns out he has suicides on, so he is also taking recall damage. That's making my job a little bit easier. Now the timer expired, so indestructible activated again. Now it's expired, we are free to go and attack this guy. And yeah, at this point I'm like, this shouldn't be too bad. I was worried at the beginning, but now it's like, let's finish off the combo, shoot off level 2, and that should kill him. And that it does. Fairly easy node and fight for Corvus, even with that Bulwark defense tactics node, but hey. So now Spider-Gwen mini-boss had like huge physical resistance, that's why I didn't want to take in Quake because that would take forever, but here is going to be the good bit against Green Goblin. So this is a 200% power gain mini-boss, and I'm like, yeah, Green Goblin, it's easy, there's absolutely nothing to worry about here. I have suicides on Quake, I'm not gonna get tagged, right guys? So we have first set of concussions. The thing that I didn't notice though was that my health slipped below 18%, or 18% at this point. And I was like charging heavy attack and he hit me and I was like, what just happened? Was that a bug or something? But no, then I realized it's simply assassins and I was below 18%. So there we go, being cheap in Alliance War cost us a death. And then for fun, I decided to try out She-Hulk against Champion Boss. I thought that should be a really good matchup. So I had a bunch of like low level, like level 2 health potions and a couple of level 3 health potions. And basically I just used all 15 items I had to take up She-Hulk because I can with my like spare potions. It turns out this champion has suicides on. And we have landed a heavy attack on him. So it should have super easy time against this guy. We didn't boost or anything, which I assume if we boosted it would have probably killed him. But anyway, so he's already at 50%, we're having super easy time. I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome, this is great stuff. And this fight is also probably going to be the reason why I'm going to be much more careful when taking She-Hulk in Alliance War from now on, because what is going to happen, you guys are about to see. So at this point, when we are throwing our heavy attack, he blocks, and that was Stand Your Ground Mastery, and I'm dead. So Stand Your Ground Mastery is the biggest enemy of She-Hulk in Alliance War. So we nearly killed the champion, which we didn't in the end. But then I went back in and finished him off with Corvus because he had few percent left. But anyways, that's it for today's Alliance War. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, hit all the buttons, and I'm gonna see you guys soon.